everyone. This is Gaynell back with y'all tonight on this Friday night. Well, it's been a beautiful day, hasn't it? Hope everyone is doing great. Give me a minute. Let me get set up here, okay? Well, yeah, this is another day the Lord gave us to praise and worship Him. There it comes. It was just slow coming up. Oops. Don't need no echo, do we? Yes, as if it's your first time getting on here, watching these videos. Hey, my name's Gaynell, and we're glad to have you. We just get on here and talk, and if you got a prayer request, we'll pray for you, and we'll read some out of the Bible, and hope we'll learn something that we didn't know, right? I'd just like to welcome everybody on. If you haven't been on here and you ain't been on here in a while, we're glad to be back with you. I didn't get on here yesterday, did I? I've been out busy all day today, and I just come home, so I said, well, I'm gonna hop on here, because if I sit down too long, I will get tired and I'll get lazy. So I better get this done before I do get tired, extra tired. Y'all, I'm stalling just for a few minutes to get some viewers on, okay? And if there's something you'd like for us to pray about, you just post it on there and we'll do it. It's been a beautiful day. It's cool, but it's beautiful. Sunny. Yeah. I started to get on here yesterday, but I just didn't ever make it. So I need to start trying to get back on here every day, don't I? Gotta put some lotion on my hands. They're so dry. I've been outside. Tonight's Friday. A lot of people may be out going and doing things. Might not be on here. So if they are, we'll wait just a few more minutes, then we'll get started. We're going to read some out of, we're going to talk about Job tonight. Job and Job 1. And we're probably going to start in verse 1. If God don't change me before we get started, sometimes He does that. What I think I'm going to talk on, then He'll change it. And He said, no, we're going to talk on what I want to talk on. But that's what we want. We want God to do what He wants to do, right? It ain't what I want to say. It's what God wants to say. Gosh, I look tired tonight. I am tired. I've been up going just about all day. Since Sunday, I got my healing at church, and hey, I've been out going today, and I'm feeling better. I'm starting to eat a lot more. So, thank God. God still heals, y'all. He's still in the healing business. He hasn't stopped. That's His trade. He loves to heal people. He loves for you to get saved. God is great. Just in case you didn't know, I thought I'd remind you. If you're watching tonight, I just want to remind you how great our God is. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about Job. He's been on my mind lately, the last few days. So, I thought we'd talk about him and some things that he went through. I'm still waiting just a few minutes. Well, let's wait just a few minutes, give people time to get on in case they got some prayer requests so we can pray for them live if they want us to. But I hope everyone is doing good out there, you know, and having a good day and staying safe. And well, I don't want to keep holding up the video too long, but we're gonna fix and get started, okay? This is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. How many was glad today? Or how many has let Satan rob your joy and your peace? Your joy is your strength. You need that joy. When he gets your joy, you get weak. You're weak in the spirit. Let's go ahead and get started, because I'm not going to keep y'all long tonight on this video. Okay, let me see if I can see it with these glasses on. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit in Job, and we're going to start in chapter 1, verse 1 of Job, if anybody wants to get their Bibles and read along with us. It says, there was a man in the land of Oz, U-Z, Ons. I don't know exactly how that's pronounced. U-Z. That's a weird name, isn't it? There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job. And that man was, talking about Job, he was perfect and upright. And one that feared God and eschewed evil. He stayed away from evil, didn't he? He loved God, and he was a righteous man. He lived right. He did the right things. And his name was Job, and he stayed away from all evil. And there was born unto him 7 sons. He was blessed with 7 sons, wasn't he? And 3 daughters. He had 10 children. Wow. That's a lot of children, isn't it? People used to have a lot of kids back when, but nowadays they usually stop at 2 to 4 usually, and some at 1. But his substance also was 7,000 sheep. Back then they didn't have money in the bank, did they? No, they didn't have money in the bank. There was no banks. Whatever possession they owned, that's how rich they were back then. Like animals, he had 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels. Gosh, that's a lot of animals, wouldn't it, out there? And 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she-asses and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. In other words, he was the richest man of the East back then. He had all that stuff. He had 10 children. God blessed him with 10 children, 7 sons and 3 daughters. He was blessed. He had all these animals. That was his finances. That was his money. That, you know, that made him a rich man back then. And it says, and his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. They liked to party, didn't they? They shouldn't have been doing that, should they? And it was so, when the days of their feasting was done about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. See, back then, that's how they would pray for them. They would just they offer up burnt offerings to God according to the number of them all. For excuse me. For Job said, "It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." Though did Job he continually pray for him. He prayed for his children. While they was partying, he would pray for them because they were living in sin. And but Job was a righteous man. Now, I don't know why his children like to get out and do all this stuff, but because it says they sinned. So, but Job was a righteous man. He feared God, and he lived upright. He was upright, and he feared God, and he stayed away from evil. And but all of his children, all 10 of them, it says they like to party and drink and stuff. So, okay. And verse 6 says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also amongst them." See, before Jesus was crucified and rose again, Satan would go up before God. He was able to do that until Jesus rose from the grave. He can't do that anymore. But that happened back then. He could do that. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord asked him, said, Where are you coming from? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down. Satan was busy, wasn't he? He was walking to and fro in the earth, seeking who he may devour, what he was doing. He was trying to find somebody to devour, wasn't he? And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job? God asked him. Satan didn't ask God. God asked Satan. He said, Have you considered my servant Job? That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feared God and eschewed evil. God was taking up for Job, wasn't he? Telling him what a righteous man he was. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Does Job fear God for naught? Does Job fear God? Is Job fearful of God for no reason? He said, Hast thou not made an hedge about him? Satan asked God, Have you made a hedge about him, didn't you? He was saying it. You made a hedge about him. And his house and all that he has on every side. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance increased in the land. But this is what Satan was telling God. He said, Put forth thy hand now from him. In other words, take your hands off of him and touch all that he has, and he will curse thee to thy face. Satan was telling God, take your hands off of Job and he'll curse you to his face. Wrong. He was wrong, wasn't he? And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he has is in thy power. God told him, everything that Job has is in your power. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. In other words, he was saying, you can touch what he has. Y'all hang on just a second. I'm sorry, y'all. Hang on just a minute. I'm getting a message from Allie. I gotta see what she's saying. But you know, Job was a righteous man. He did no wrong. Job didn't do wrong. He was a righteous man. Let me see where I was at. She's got me distracted here. Oh, my goodness. Oh. And the Lord said unto Satan, oh, let's see, I read that, didn't I? Let's see where I was at. Oh, let's see. He said, you build a hedge about him, take your hands off of him. And God did. He said, you can touch everything he has, but you can't kill Job. You can do whatever you want to him, but you can't kill him. You can't take his life. And Job, he said you can't touch his life. So, you know, the story goes on to say, I'm gonna cut this short, y'all. Job didn't do anything wrong. Job didn't do anything wrong. You know, he loved God, and you know what? I'm gonna cut this short, y'all. I'm gonna have to for a reason. He didn't do anything wrong, but his children died. His children got killed. All 10 of them. All 10 of the children got killed. All of his animals got killed. Job lost everything he had. He had boils all over his body. He would just lay in ashes and scratch. He was so miserable. He was in so much torment. Satan took everything he had except his wife. He left his wife. And his wife told Job, said, why don't you just curse God and die? And you know what Job told him? See, he didn't have nothing left. He proved Satan wrong, didn't he? He said, woman, you talk foolish men. And he did not deny God. He stayed faithful to God. He did nothing wrong. So what I want to tell you tonight, if you're going through some things, if you feel like you're just like everything's coming at you, Job lost everything, but it wasn't because he was doing wrong. Job didn't do nothing wrong. I'm not here to tell you tonight, you did nothing wrong. So if you're going, oh, I've done something wrong. No, you haven't. Job didn't do anything wrong. He loved God. But things comes in this life. They come at us. Trials will come at us. But do what Job did. He stayed faithful to God even when his wife said, he said, what do I do? Job, he did not deny God. He did not turn his back on God. Even when he lost everything. He came in this world with nothing. But you know what? He stayed faithful to God and did what God wanted him to do. And God restored to him more than what he had in the beginning. God restored to him more than what he had before. He gave him more than what he had because he was faithful. But I just want to tell you right now, don't think you've done anything wrong. You've done nothing wrong. God loves you. He loved Job, and Job held on. And God blessed him and gave him more blessings than he had before. And he'll do you the same way. Well, I've got to get off here for a reason. Something come up and I can't finish this video, so maybe we can finish it tomorrow, okay? And I will talk to y'all later, okay? And y'all have a great night. I love y'all, and bye.